Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. So now, rumor mill is where we're headed. We don't have any refutations or confirmations. We don't have new sources for old rumors. We just have new rumors. These new rumors are as follows. Star Wars. We have a new Star Wars rumor that says Kathleen Kennedy has been talking with none other than Millie Bobby Brown to to be the lead in a new Star Wars movie that has yet to be announced. They say repeatedly, depending on which outlet you're reading or which leaker you're getting your information from, kind of changes the way this one colors. But either way, it is said that Millie Bobby Brown, maybe she's not talking with Kathleen Kennedy, maybe she's just talking with Lucasfilm, behind closed doors kind of stuff, to attempt to save the movie franchise, because the TV or the streaming stuff is doing okay thanks to Mandalorian and partially Boba Fett. But I don't know if that's going to be enough. So what is the likelihood that they are talking with Millie Bobby Brown to front a movie of her own? I'm going to say that's about 70%. I've honestly heard this from a couple of different sources who claim to have separate sources from one another that are, closely tied into where this information comes from. Millie Bobby Brown has been in communication about doing this, but will she actually be in a Star Wars movie as the lead? Again, 70% likely that this comes to fruition. Whether or not it's actually happening right now is a much more difficult thing to call. We're going to say 70% likely that we do see Millie Bobby Brown in a Star Wars movie, probably about 3 to 5 years out. Next is a new rumor about Beetlejuice 2. We already know that Beetlejuice 2 is actually happening. Brad Pitt's production company is behind the paying for the movie to happen. They are producing it. And now we are getting a rumor that the triumphant return of Johnny Depp to the silver screen is going to be in this movie. I have seen it reported that this is now fact, and it is not. There is no substantiation to this. There is no official announcement that he has been cast. Similarly to the Millie Bobby Brown situation, I think it's somewhere in that vein, where he's, talking behind closed doors, so you can't really confirm or deny anything. But this one, I think, is a little lower on the likelihood scale, because I find, while Tim Burton does like to use Johnny Depp, they are friends, Depp is in a number of Tim Burton's movies, so that part is not out of the realm of possibility. I just think the fact that we fairly sure, at least, that Michael Keaton will be returning as the lead character, as the titular character, I should say. So that puts the potential of Depp being in this as the secondary lead or even a secondary character, which might not jibe very well with where he is wanting to be with his comeback. So I don't know. I put this one at about 45%. I wanted to put this at 50%, but I honestly think that clash, the Michael Keaton, Johnny Depp clash, it's not that they don't get along or anything. It's just that I don't think that the two of them can both be leads in the same Tim Burton movie. If it was a different filmmaker, maybe, but Tim Burton, I don't think so. They're both his muses at different times, whatever. 45% likely that we will see Johnny Depp in the Beetlejuice 2 movie. Oh, words. Oh, and then, this is honestly a fun one. This took me a little bit of doing. So Mortal Kombat 12 is the rumor. The rumor is being I guess this is kind of news source almost, but also kind of leak and also kind of potentially nothing at all. I guess I should preface it as such. Andrew Bowen, who is the voice actor that does Johnny Cage in Game, tweeted out a tweet and then promptly deleted it. It was a video, and I was unable to get the video, but I was able to get a screenshot of the existence of said video, so I do know it is still there, or it was posted anyway, so trying to find it will be a much more difficult thing at this point because he's deleted it. Video of him going to Warner Brothers Studios and with some Mortal Kombat stuff playing in the background. Very faintly from Mortal Kombat 2 and you know, sound effects and things. So, this is feeding into the rumor mill saying that the next NetherRealm Studios game is in fact going to be Mortal Kombat 12 and not Injustice or some new property. I think this is pretty weak. These are not good legs to stand on. But, I mean, the fact that he deleted it so quickly kind of does lend itself to make one want to believe such things. So that, just because it's kind of hard to call one way or the other, we're looking at 50% likely that this is the case. The NetherRealm is working on Mortal Kombat 12 and not something else. If we can get another source close to NRS, then that will probably up the probability, but right now we're still looking at that 50%. And then our next rumor has to do with the new Blade movie starring Mahershala Ali. I'm super excited about this one. This new rumor is that we're going to be seeing a Wesley Snipes cameo at some point in this movie. Disney does a lot of fan service stuff, man. I think this one's super likely. I honestly would be kind of surprised if it didn't happen. It will be very much a cameo, so they don't have to pay Wesley Snipes very, very much money. But yeah, he keeps saying that they haven't come to him about being in a movie. I think the vocabulary he uses when they ask him these things seems, at least from my recollection, because I'm paraphrasing when I say it now, from my recollection, it seems that he is using verbal gymnastics to kind of dance around a cameo in a movie, because they're saying be in a movie, and potentially in his head that means act or be a major part of, or something along those lines. So yeah, I think 80% likely that we will see a cameo. It's not going to be anything more than a cameo. He's going to have like 30 seconds of screen time. But we will see a cameo. This has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.